So you probably just bought your first welder, and the instruction manuals don't make all that much sense. So here's going to be a visual. Welcome to Midnight Customs. I'm Brandon, and this video is fully sponsored by Arccaptain. And today we're going to talk about their MIG145 Pro flux core welder. Now this machine will do flux core, stick, and lift TIG. It does come with the electrode or the stinger for stick welding. You do have to buy the torch and regulator separate to run TIG welding. So this is the machine. Pretty compact, very nice, and it has a large display, and we're going to go over the display and all its functions. Also, we're going to go how to put a spool of wire in, how to put all this together, and then we're going to get into some welding. I'm sure you got needs and you want something that's going to fit those needs. This might be just to take it for you. Alright folks, so let's start with the machine itself. Pretty compact, doesn't weigh hardly anything. Now, here is the door. And inside you can see we've got a spool of wire, and we've got our drive roller system right here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to show you how to load this up. And it's super easy. There is a little bit of a trick to it. We'll get right into it. You've got your spool tensioner. Now I'm going to show you something, because since this is already loaded, because this is going to apply to you once you get your machine set up. So put your fingers on here, hold this, keep it from moving. This is what holds your spool on. And you can set some tension on the spool itself using that spring. You've got a little adapter / washer, and if you'll notice, it's a keyed fitting. It goes on only one way on here. So what you're going to want to do is so you got your wire, it's wound in here pretty decently. Right now I got a bit of a bird's nest, and that's my fault. And this is going to happen to you at some point. So when you get it, the end of your wire is usually taped off or pushed through a little hole in this plastic wheel. When you take it out, you want to hang on to it, because this will unravel quick. And then you might as well just throw it away and start over. Now, what you want to do is make sure that you're feeding in the downward, your wire's coming off the bottom and not off the top. So you'll go ahead, you see this little opening right here, it's a spring. You're going to feed it in there into your drive rollers. Through your drive roller into another little port right here that goes out of the machine. Now that you got that, you're going to hold it because you don't want this thing to come undone. Take your spacer, snaps on just like that. Doesn't take hardly any pressure. Got your spring and your tensioner spring and your lock nut. You can put that on. Now you don't need this thing to be super tight. Now that you've got your wire fed through the first port and over your roller, you want to get it fed into there. Once you got it in your roller, just lock that up, and here's another tension setting, and I'll show you how to set your tension here shortly. Sometimes this is a bit of a bugger to get lined up into that next opening. Okay, we got that part done. We'll close that up for now. So the next step is your torch. So we got your torch. You've got your 030 nozzle. Is that what we're using today? Yes. 030 nozzle. Now these nozzles come in different sizes, and it corresponds with the diameter of wire that you're using. So we're using 030 flux core. As far as wire feed goes, this machine is flux core only. So you got your torch, you got your nozzle, and you're going to just thread it in like so. Now that we've put that in, I'm going to tell you something. You've just spooled your wire, so you don't want to put this in just yet. So you take this out, set her down. You've got your dense connector right here. Flux core Welds electrode negative. And you can tell that by the way that it is. So here is your negative terminal. It's the only one that has a hole in it for wire to feed through. Take this, it's got a little lug on it. You put it in facing down, with the lug facing down, and then you just give it a half turn and you're set. So now that that's done, we will plug the machine in and we will feed some wire. Now this machine is a 110 volt machine only, so it'll work on any plug-in that you have in the house. Turn it on, switch on the back. Now what you're going to want to do is stretch your line out a little bit. You want this to be as straight as possible. And just pull the trigger. Of course, here's your control connector. I forgot to mention that, my apologies. That just goes in right here. You press it in and you screw the lock nut down. That, like I said, doesn't need to be super tight. All right. You're going to hear the machine pick up RPMs, and you just keep going until that wire comes out of here. All right, so there we have our wire sticking out. Now, you're going to take your torch tip and shut your machine off after that. Don't make any mistakes, safety first. Take the threaded end, feed it over the wire, and it'll come out the other end. Slide her all the way down, back to your gun, thread her on in. They make a special little wrench for these. If you don't have one, pair of lineman's pliers or pliers in general, and you just kind of give it a snug. And then here's your diffuser. With flux core, you don't necessarily need this, but I will tell you that if you touch any of this to metal while you're pulling the trigger, it'll short out your machine and then you're toast. So you can put electrical tape. I would recommend getting a plastic diffuser, or you can just use this. Honestly, save yourself a bunch of money. These work perfectly fine. Put that over, give it a quick twist. Now you're going to twist and push backwards. Okay, take your pliers, clip off the excess, and you're going to have to figure out the stick out for what you're doing. About a 1/4 inch is usually pretty good. Now, we got that. Here is your ground. Pretty standard. Same style lug. It's a dense connector. Just put it in with the lug facing straight down. Give it a half turn. Now your machine is ready to go and you're all set up to start working on your project. Now we've got a really large, easy to read display. And so this button here, mode, right now we're on wire feed weld. Now we're on stick weld. And this is for your lift TIG. Over here we have this button. And we are currently running 030 wire, but you can do 035 up to 040. And your function button will let you set material thickness. So we can go all the way up to 0.21 down to 0.03. So, and that this little these little sets of lights here, those correspond with your voltage. So go back up to where we were. And there you go. Super easy. You can figure it all out. This will come with a chart, and if not, you can go onto Arccaptain's website and it'll give you a settings and parameters chart. Now, what you'll notice is with this machine, you set your amps. It's just one dial and done. You cannot adjust your wire feed. The machine is synergetic and it will adjust the feed based on what you set this dial at for your amps. Now, this does have cooling fans and they don't stay on all the time. When you first turn the machine on, you'll hear the fan kick on, and then after a few seconds it'll kick off, and then it won't kick on again until you start using the machine. So it basically operates on a thermostat setting, like a digital thermostat, and you will hear it kick on as you're using it, and once it cools down to a certain temperature, the fans will kick off. So you don't have to listen to it all the time, but it is got built-in fans to help keep you running cool. Now the back of this machine is very straightforward. Here's your cooling fan, and here's your on-off switch. Other than that, there's nothing else to it. And if you have warranty issues or anything, your serial number is also on the back of the machine. Alright, so this is what we got. There's a fair amount of spatter there. And listen, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to hold. You can practice stacking dimes and making art later, but this is for you to get started and get going with what you got going on. Get your projects taken care of. So there we are, folks. This is how to get your MIG welder set up, your flux core welder, the MIG145 Pro. So great little machine. I want to say it's like 145 bucks. I'll leave a link to everything you see here in the description if you want to go ahead and check it out. I hope you guys got some useful information out of this video, and get out there and get your projects going. Get to arcing and to sparking. Thanks for watching. I'm Brandon. This is Midnight Customs. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. We appreciate you greatly. Thank you.